I don't know about you, but sometimes you get a feeling when you're watching a TV show on Netflix or Hulu or whatever it might be. You're watching the season and you know there's another season around the corner. But the way the first season ends, you're just like, man, I can't finish the show. I don't want to. I don't want to see it. I can't participate in it. Said no one ever. Now, there are some people that might feel that way. You're like, oh, Trey, what are you talking about? Well, you probably didn't go and unsubscribe to Netflix or Hulu just because of that show. And if you did, you might need to go take your crazy pills because that seems a little unreasonable unless you are only subscribed to that platform for the basis of watching the show. But I digress. That situation would be similar to the situation we have right now. A good old American that got very famous, got rich, unfortunately after the election does not want to see what comes next in this country. Well, if they do, they're going to see it on their smartphone from miles and miles away in England, UK. Yeah, we're talking about the notorious Ellen Degeneres. And today I want to take you through the little saga that's been happening on the internet. Yes, on Twitter, that place on the internet. We are going to be looking at the topic at hand for today, which is Ellen. And why did she leave? People are confusing the word leave. Maybe find sanctuary in another country. And now people are just saying fled. She ran. She's running. But what is she running from? Is it Trump truly? That's what we're going to talk about. So right here, we got the top post when you search up Ellen on Twitter currently. It is 11:51 p.m. on November 21st. Ellen DeGeneres has fled the U.S. Anyone remember the suspicious death of her girlfriend, Annie Heshe, who came back alive? Yeah, she came back alive. But after being put in a body bag, that was the ritual, I guess. I don't know how that, maybe it's something with oxygen and CO2. I don't fucking know. Or maybe it was fake. Or what about her ties to Diddy, Epstein, and all the other child trafficking situations? And this is completely speculation. This is not facts. This is me just looking at what's happening on social media sites as we talk. I'm not spreading disinformation. I'm going to be reasonable. There are scenarios where celebrities have either met, have pictures with, or knew, or have some kind of correlation with Diddy or Epstein. And people always go, they were part of some kind of trafficking of children, right? I don't want to use too much, dark verbiage on YouTube because I don't know exactly what's gonna get me demonetized or whatever.
That's some sort of sign, but
yes.
Yeah. So basically, the activity that we were looking for.
So this is the suspected body bag
moving.
And honestly, this isn't really this shit. This is just this ain't really much, right? Let's get off of this post. That ain't shit, right? There's some other damning information, and this seems really far-fetched. I will grant you that it really does. But there is some information, and honestly, if you were a cop, you're doing your job. Some people had association, and then they fled the country. And a lot of people probably voted for Trump, but they don't even know one policy that he said, right? They might, because this how social media is going on right now. But there's probably someone out there that doesn't know one fucking policy that Donald Trump is for, or his surrounding people. But they do know that he's talked about releasing the JFK files, everything about, Area 51 and stuff like that, making that transparent, FBI, CIA, deep state information, letting that all out to the public, or correcting where wrongs have been made. And also, the biggest fish to fry is, and Epstein seems to be fried already. Dude died, right? I don't think we'll ever get to the bottom of what exactly happened there. Maybe we can have a back-end investigation and all that shit. There's supposedly some list. If you go on Reddit, maybe you can find it. I don't fucking know. I don't use Reddit myself, but maybe you do. Maybe you could point me in the right direction. So if I have a wandering eye at some dark hour of the night, I can go look at it. For who gives a fuck, Might not be in the best mind of the estate, but who gives a fuck, right? But the biggest fish to fry is Diddy, and the Diddy situation is so fucking dark and damning. It seems like he's done. People want him fucking surrounded by fucking 24/7 guards on duty, just make sure he doesn't die and sees the light of day in a courtroom, because we want to know who all was involved. Because there's also speculation that maybe Diddy's ring and Epstein's ring kind of mingle. You would assume they would, because how many rings really are there? And if you're that rich, you can fly around, you can get around. It's kind of like the fucking pervert, evil, fucking dark, devil worshipping version of an Airbnb or something like that. They just got an app on their phone. Who knows? There might be fucking 20 more rings. There might be only 2 rings in the world. I don't fucking know. But people are dead set that Ellen is somehow in cahoots with Diddy. And yeah, so there's a video of Trump and, you know, Ellen being very cordial. It's kind of ironic because she just left the country, and you can see here that they were actually kind of, they got along at one point. They were probably friends, just like half the people on The View. It's crazy how these people switch up. There's obviously, you know, notoriously, this is a picture of Epstein Island. And then if you look at her set, it's a little, you know, a couple patterns, right? There's a couple things going on that are a little similar there. You know, it is what it is. This was the picture of her when she apparently was leaving. Yeah, she was fleeing to the UK, is what everyone's saying, right? Yeah, there's some people bannering about it, joking about it. This is kind of funny, in my opinion.
Ellen packed her bags.
Yep, she
and left the country, supposedly because she don't like Donald Trump. Well, Ellen, we not stupid.
Nope. No, we not.
You didn't leave because of Donald Trump. That was an excuse. You running from the law, baby girl. We ain't dumb, but you can run, but you can't hide.
Nope.
Oh, you can be extradited, okay?
That's a great point, because if this is true, and we do get to the bottom of this, and somehow Ellen's name does come up in court with Diddy, and it is that's if we have the court. I hope we do. I really hope we do. I hope they fucking televise that shit like they did with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. It would be very entertaining, to be frank, but it probably won't be, because these are rich as fuck people. I don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll fucking see. This is crazy. I don't know if this is photoshopped or not, but from the clip I'm about to show y'all, this seems to be on par. Happy birthday, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, or as I call him, Cuddle McSnufflestuff. You don't need to know why. That's directed at, you know, the public eye. At I Am Diddy. That's fucking wild, right? That's fucking wild. And you would assume that if she was a part of this fucking ring, that she would not associate herself so closely like this. Because, you know, they say, the saying's old as dirt since the internet has been around. What happens on the internet stays on the internet. It does. And here's the damning clip I wanted to show you. Let's start it from the fucking
Are you going to try to be early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
What?
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late,
What
please.
time would you like me there?
I'm sorry, but she's so excited for him to go to this party.
I'll tell you later.
Okay,
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't see this clip ever until I was like researching this topic on Twitter, like quote unquote researching. It's not. It's just fucking scrolling on social media at the end of the day.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I promise you I'm not going to let you down on this big one.
All right,
For
good.
real.
Good.
Your shoes, your feet are going to have blisters. You're going to be dancing so hard.
I can't wait. Are you going to try to be
That's,
early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be
the
early?
crank, right? The drug of choice he liked to use. That exchange is fucking wild. I'm sorry to say. That's pretty much everything I really want to talk about on Twitter as far as it goes. Completely speculation, but obviously that clip is so damning. It's fucking weird as shit. Now let's talk about why Ellen has fallen off, because she has completely fallen off. I didn't really realize that she was a stand-up comic until like when I started looking into this shit. I was wondering why she like got famous in the first place. Same thing with Oprah. Don't know why she got famous, but maybe I'll find that out one day. I don't know. I was a kid and I always wondered, why are these people so famous? Why do they have talk shows, right? Well, here's a clip about kind of why she's having this falling out with Hollywood in general. This was 4 years ago on the JRE.
The Joe Rogan
Check this out, man.
Experience.
It's like a beautiful name, Isis.
Ellen's rough.
Ellen is like an old.
But it's a rough one now.
It's a rough one now because she was running Abu Ghraib in the back of her show.
Uh-oh.
That's a rough one. She's out there dancing with Kristen Bell, and in the back, there's people that are getting up on the rack like this.
It's so weird when you see, like, a lot of people saying that someone who seems so nice is not nice at all.
She doesn't seem nice, but that's.
She seems like a straight up asshole. If you say, bro, who thinks she's nice? I've never once. She's always scared the shit out of me, even when I was a little kid.
People have a very poor judge of character. She doesn't seem nice. It seems forced.
No. Yes.
People that are like that all the time, she doesn't seem nice. It's very forced. And whatever, you're allowed to be a bitch, right? You're allowed to be a bitch. You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing.
Well,
what you're not allowed.
It's your freedom of speech. You can be however the fuck you want to be.
To do is have a Guantanamo Bay situation in the backstage of your show where everybody's walking around afraid for their life, and it's like Abu Ghraib where they're hooked up to wires and they
dogs
have like
around them.
Yeah, she's got dogs and hoods. If an intern's late, they have a hood on. I don't support that. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, I wish her the best. Done? She's around for too long. Fallon, all these people, walk away. You've been famous forever. Walk away. Like, eventually, everybody, they're just going to figure it out. Now, Fallon's on an apology tour because of the blackface. Like, is he? Well, he was. Like, he had to go around and apologize a million times for, like, they're going to find the thing if you don't go away. You gotta have a.
So you might be wondering what the thing is they're talking about. It's pretty easy to get to the bottom of it. You just type in Ellen. I think it was 2020, right? 4 years ago, yeah. It was pretty much a scandal, right? So let's just put that in. Boom, bada bing. Oh, look at that. AI is doing its thing now. So yep, this is it. BuzzFeed News based on interviews with numerous employees who allege racism, sexual misconduct. That is huge. I remember the racism thing, but I do not remember the sexual misconduct and intimidation at the hands of the executive producers at Ellen DeGeneres show. So you understand why people are making assumptions now. I'm just saying this is speculation. It is, but you have a dot on a graph, you get another dot on the graph, and then you get another dot on the graph, and eventually it's going to create a picture, right? It creates a line, and those lines can eventually be interpreted. They can, so people make assumptions on this shit. So nevertheless, I digress. We're going to watch this video. It's 10 minutes long. It's by Sunny V2, and it is all about Ellen. And this is so interesting to me because really I didn't give a fuck about Ellen until this, because this is like one of the most interesting things about Ellen, her downfall. Let's be for real. This is the most entertaining thing that I've ever experienced covering Ellen. Not even covering, just watching her as like her being an entertainer. It's fucking entertaining. Let's be real. But yeah, Sunny V2, Ellen just tried to make a comeback. It's not going well. I don't even know when she tried to make a comeback. So that's very interesting. The last tweet she had was like a year ago in April. And it was talking about Wi-Fi using a tree. It was like some kind of tree hugger shit. I love trees too. Don't chop down trees. Let's save the trees in the Amazon. But it was fucking corny, bro.
Ellen's trying to make a comeback with her new stand-up special.
Also, how do you come back when you actually just left the fucking nation? Like, that's kind of ironic as well.
Although its reviews have mostly been terrible. She spends most of the special responding to her being kicked out of showbiz, which began when someone posted just one single tweet.
I think the worst look for a comedian is if a comedian was somehow famous or had clout in general, and then they just turn around and their special is pretty much crying a river. No one wants to hear about your problems. And granted, comedy is a fucking magical thing. You could talk about a completely opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to politics, and if it's fucking funny, someone on the other spectrum might actually laugh, and then they might actually think in the back of their mind, wait, that kind of makes sense in a way, what they were saying, right? So there is ways that comedy can work. It's just you gotta be fucking talented, and even talented people, they have highs and they have lows, right?
Right now,
and granted, I didn't know she was a fucking comedian like that. I thought she was just some random ass person that they threw on a fucking talk show host. That's great. I need to go back and watch her good shit. Does she have good shit, or did it age like shit?
We all need a little kindness,
Let me know
like
if you
Ellen
know. I doubt
DeGeneres
you know,
always
though.
talks about. She's also
doubt anybody
notoriously
knows.
one of the meanest people alive.
Yeah, she looks like an
Respond to
asshole.
this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean. The tweet posted in March 2020 received bad enough replies to begin Ellen's downfall. I worked at Real Food Daily, served her and Portia a brunch. She wrote a letter to the owner and complained about my chipped nail polish, not that it was on her plate, but just that it was on my hand. I worked till closing the night before, and this was the next morn. Almost got me fired. The nail polish story was so unbelievable, the person who wrote it went on Inside Edition.
This former waitress claims she was threatened with a 2-week suspension after Ellen DeGeneres complained about, of all things, her chipped fingernail polish.
I didn't even know that was a thing. It's like paint chipping off a fucking house or something. Like, how the fuck? It's like it's your fucking fingernail. So how much paint are we talking? The whole thing fall off? Like, it would be one thing if it was like a chipped fingernail. That's fucking gross, right? Like a fucking fingernail in your food or something. But like a speck of fucking paint? What?
I remember just being like, really?
But the stories shared back on Twitter were only getting worse. I once worked at Warner Brothers. One day I was in the elevator and Ellen and her entourage came in. Naturally, I held it for her and asked her what floor she was getting on. Her assistant answered 3rd floor. 30 minutes later, I got a call from my boss saying I was fired because I was harassing her. An old friend worked on her a lot and smiled and said good afternoon to her one day, and she became unhinged. Who do you think you are? You don't look at me, yada yada. She said Portia was with her and seemed embarrassed and tried to calm her down. Has forever changed my opinion of her.
Okay, so these like instances don't make sense in my mind. Like, a normal person would not do this, right? Ellen is unfortunately not normal. It seems, if these are true, she's fucking unhinged. And there's usually reasons why people have these like sociopathic, like fucking weird tics mentally, socially, and it's completely speculation, but you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Responses went on and on and on, all of which
effect.
being compared to Ellen's classic catchphrase.
I always end each show by saying, be kind to one another.
Audience member Dana DiMatteo then went public with her degrading experience on the show.
They tell you, you can't be smarter, funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you.
Don't be funnier than Ellen. That's gonna be hard considering she's not that funny to begin with. If you've been a comedian your whole life and you're
I can understand why this special probably sucked, because everybody that was probably in front of her, like her opener, the middle act, because when you go to a special, typically you have an opener, a middle act, and then you have the main event, which would be the special. And I've only gone to a couple comedy shows in my time, and I've never been to an actual special that's being recorded, but I would assume it's the same way as like a typical comedy act, right? God, those openers and middles must have been ass if they could be better than her. That's crazy.
Afraid a random
man.
audience
Just,
member
try to
will
comprehend
upstage
that.
you. Maybe you're just not funny. Dana then revealed that Ellen's completely different when the cameras turn off.
How does the Ellen we see on TV compare to the Ellen you saw when the cameras stopped rolling?
Totally different. She would only speak to the audience when the cameras were rolling. As soon as they turned the cameras off, she would not even acknowledge the audience. She would just sit on the couch, basically.
Which was supported by Hedda Muscat, one of the show's former producers.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
She agreed that things were different when the cameras weren't rolling.
We were told from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time.
And after the show's DJ also said the same, BuzzFeed launched their own investigation, interviewing a further 11 former employees. They were fired after taking medical leave or bereavement days to attend family funerals. One employee who claimed she was fed up with comments about her race essentially walked off the job. Others said they were also instructed by their direct managers to not speak to Degeneres if they saw her around the office. After the accusations went viral, Ellen issued a statement within the company. Hey everybody, it's Ellen. On day one of our show, I told everyone in our first meeting that the Ellen DeGeneres show would be a place of happiness. No one would ever raise their voice, and everyone would be treated with respect. Obviously, something changed, and I'm disappointed to learn that this has not been the case. And for that, I'm sorry. Anyone who knows me knows it's the opposite of what I believed and what I hoped for our show, yet Ellen's former producer certainly didn't buy it.
That is fucking crazy, bro. And I guarantee you, she didn't even write that herself. Her assistant probably did.
So when Ellen says she's not aware of this environment, you don't think that rings true?
It's a lie.
Ellen then took a 2-month break and began a brand new season by addressing the public.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. Oh, and the amount of YouTube apologies I've seen, man, this takes the fucking cake. Oh man, this is fucking legacy media YouTube apologies. They're all the fucking same. They just have different budgets. Oh man, this is fucking awesome. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
She'd then make the promise.
And I'm committed to making this the best season that we have ever had.
Oh, she fucked up. She fucked up. You set the bar all the way up to here, and you haven't reached that bar since fucking probably when you started. Come on now, what are you doing?
Though the ratings said the opposite.
Oh, no.
Because only 6 months later, the New York Times published Ellen DeGeneres loses 1 million viewers after apologies for toxic workplace.
2021?
It explained that Ellen had been averaging 1.5 million viewers over the last 6 months, down from 2.6 million in the same period last.
You know what probably happened? Because video game industry boomed like crazy. They said, fuck the Ellen show, let's go watch Twitch.
Last year, the show's loss of more than 1 million viewers translates to a 43% decline, representing a steeper drop than any of its competitors. As a result, Ellen made the announcement.
I am announcing that next season, season 19, is going to be my last season.
Adding in the Hollywood Reporter, as great as this show is, and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore. I need something new to challenge me, with her being exposed also clearly having an impact. She'd state the expo.
Wait, okay, let's play into the speculation real quick. All right, let's play this game. All right, when did Diddy rumors first surface? Okay. Here we go. Combs 54. Blah 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 blah. September 17th. It really just November 2023. Okay, Cassie and 2 others filed lawsuit. Okay, so 2023. Here we go.
Good run.
Oh,
and we have a good run.
Wrong one. Oh, what are we doing? We're back.
Jose destroyed me, honestly. I'd be lying if I said it didn't. And it makes me really sad that there's so much joy out there from negativity. Yeah. It's a culture now where there are just mean people, and it's so foreign to me that people get joy out of that. These mean people responded stating, even without the controversy, the show hasn't been fun and genuine for years. It may have never been, but at least...
Hold on. I just made a fucking correlation in my head. Oh my god. November 2023? So they filed the suit. So they're probably in talks before that. Her last tweet was in fucking April of 2023. I'm fucking complete speculation, but shit, that's pretty close. I'm not. It doesn't mean anything, because it would be more damning, or it would be more suspicious if it was the dates were reversed, for sure.
Seemed like it, but Ellen is tired of it all, and she's lousy at hiding it now. No more dancing by her, no monologue half the time, bad jokes that are dragged out way too long, tons of old show clips, tons of self-promotion, and a guest host every Friday. These elements led to an average final season, which Ellen concluded by crying with her audience. She then mentioned the possibility of returning to acting.
Oh my god, have you seen those fucking videos of what they go, these fucking guys go to like a big spa, like in nature and shit, like a natural springs, and they all are like laying down in the water, and they're all like bawling their eyes out. It's like the female version of that. I can only imagine.
Instead made a documentary titled Saving the Gorillas, Ellen's Next Adventure. It released in 2023, but with only 100 reviews on IMDb.
Damn, IMDb only gave him 3 fucking stars out of 10. Oh my god.
And this likely being the first time you've heard of it, it's safe to say it performed pretty poorly.
Only 2 user reviews.
Mother went back to living a quiet life until April 2024 when she'd make a new announcement. You may have heard that I'm doing stand-up again. If you want to come see me, I'll be sharing some news tomorrow at noon.
This is crazy because it all went under my nose. Like,
suggested she'd announce a stand-up tour to be recorded and posted by Netflix, also adding, yes, I'm going to talk about it, referring to her being cancelled. Titled For Your Approval, the special begins with Ellen walking up a flight of stairs, each referencing a headline that ruined her reputation. She acknowledges the tweet that started her downfall, as well as the employees who spoke out against.
I'm not gonna lie, she could have went off. Like like people love a fucking rebel, right? But Ellen's just not that person. She's not that guy, right? And so, oof, you know, I just can't see a world where this would work with her. But I see what she was trying to do, and I can appreciate it, right?
Against her, then begins the actual show with a joke about her fall from grace.
You know, I used to say that I didn't care what other people thought of me, and I realize now, looking back, I said that at the height of my popularity.
It's actually kind of funny. The problem with this as well is when people like Rebel and they're cast aside, they're canceled, it's because that Rebel is usually genuine and they're being exiled for no fucking good reason, right? It seems like there's a good reason with Ellen. She's just a fucking asshole, and she's an asshole for fucking no reason. Like a speck of fucking nail. Oh my god, what are we doing?
I'm here because I love doing stand-up, I miss doing stand-up, and I like making people happy, and I do care what people think.
Now, this is a pretty respectable angle, as it feels extremely honest. Yet it also seems like a sneaky request for pity, which as a high-profile celebrity, you'll simply never get. She then talks about what she's...
Bro, it's like the same level of vibes. And I don't think she was part of the celebrities, because I don't think Ellen can sing. But do y'all remember when they had... It was during the pandemic, and it was just a bunch of random-ass celebrities that were, like, singing a song to everybody about, like, the pandemic in general. It was just so fucking cringe, and they're all sitting in these nice ass houses when we don't have means to fucking pay our bills because of the pandemic that's going on, unless you're like what was it, necessary work, or I forgot the term they used, which was fucking it was weird that people were labeling them with this term. It wasn't necessary, it was something else. Comment down below what it was. I can't remember, bro. It's been 4 years.
All right, well, let me catch up on what's been going on with me since you saw me last.
All right. Nothing. What about the gorillas? You did a whole thing with the gorillas. You don't care about gorillas?
I got kicked out of show business.
Then makes some pretty funny jokes about her new reputation.
Everybody heard that I was mean. Everywhere I go, I know everyone's heard that I'm mean. I know when I walk into a restaurant, people are watching, waiting to see if I'll be mean. Oh, look, she's reaching for butter. I thought she was gonna hit somebody.
On the contrary, there are some pretty out-of-touch segments. For example, her joking about her car features, which you'd clearly only find in a luxury vehicle.
Then there's that one, that button that inflates the back of the seat. You know, the one that makes you feel like you're getting spooned by a pregnant woman.
She also makes this out-of-touch joke.
We're all interested in different things. We're all good at different things. I was talking to someone the other day, and they said, Ellen, I don't know how you get on stage in front of people. I could never do that. And I said, well, I don't know how you dry clean clothes.
But as an overall, the special isn't terrible. Its audience rating of 5.4 stars feels fairly accurate, Although,
Nice.
as you might expect, simply because it's Ellen, the articles written about it have been pretty brutal. Ellen DeGeneres' unfunny Netflix special leaves so much unsaid. Ellen DeGeneres lets herself off the hook in self-indulgent Netflix special. Ellen DeGeneres is unapologetic, unrelatable, and totally insufferable in her new Netflix special. They'd write, the problem with For Your Approval...
I'll be fair though, with the special, the premise of it, like, you like consciously like wanting people to like you, that is a concept that would transfer to a lot of people. And the jokes weren't bad. It just, and also I'm not watching the fucking special, you know. When you watch a special, it's a build up with the jokes and everything, so it could be fucking good. I don't know, I haven't seen it myself. I'm not gonna write off her special just because of that, to be frank, but still, yeah.
Aside from the fact that it's almost never funny, is that it feels so disingenuous, so calculated to
It seems very written, and it seems like jokes that were like written from ChatGPT type deal, you know, like a group of people came together, and you know, some comedians do that. That's fine, do whatever you want. It's I'm not a fucking comic, I can't judge comedy like that, but if it's fucking funny, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. You know, you put a fucking a Cat Williams fucking clip in front of me, just a couple of them like they did right there, I'd be fucking dying, dude. I would like forcibly, I would have to be like, all right, I need to chill the fuck out. Like, she got to cut, you know, she got the corners of my mouth to rise a little bit.
rehabilitate an image and preserve that triumph for prosperity. Another article stated it's one of the weirdest stand-up shows in recent memory. Half observational punchline.
I would say I wouldn't want to check it out, you know for myself. I got so much time, in my life. I don't know if I want to waste that. That'd be like an hour and a half. I'm not gonna get back. Ooh, over under on that being good. I'm good.
Half closing argument in a trial featuring Degeneres as her own defense attorney. Neither half works on its own. Taken as a whole, it's an exhausting mess. They'd also add self-awareness is different from taking responsibility. Degeneres offers no apologies or even explanations for her behavior, yet in other more favorable reviews, unapologetic was used as a positive. I like the fact that she's rather unapologetic. It's highly refreshing and honest. This extreme divide.
No one wants. If you're a fucking fan of somebody and they make an apology video, that channel's gonna fucking slowly die. Right? It's what happens. Typically, and if they own up to it, but they don't apologize, that works too. Look at what just happened to fucking Asmongold and Twitch. Dude's fucking skyrocketing. But I mean, come on now. What are we doing? Obviously, she shouldn't fucking apologize. But she did apologize. She was on her fucking talk show host. What are we talking about?
And be seen by the audience reviews on Google. There's almost an equal amount of 1 and 5-star ratings. A sad representation of the black and white thinking that plagues the internet so heavily today.
Interesting. I thought he would talk about the current situation going on, but I guess he missed it just barely. Let's look at the comment section below though. Her comeback failed because she still refuses to take responsibility for being a toxic boss. She tried to create this narrative that she was canceled because of the misogyny, not because of the fact that she was a toxic person. Yeah, and it's crazy because I've seen that one done before, right? And now she's in the UK. There we go, baby. She's in the UK. We don't want her either. Oh shit, they don't want her in the UK, man. She says she's been kicked out for show business, like it was someone else's fault. Wrap your head around that. She can't even see the problem. It's a fair take to say you've been kicked out because of show business. I think honestly, there's been people like that have been very right-leaning people, or just vote Republican, or just like hunters, right? They have Southern roots, and people don't want to give them jobs because they're not getting in line for, what you're supposed to support when you're in Hollywood, right? LA, Hollywood, those West Coast values. If you don't have those, or you don't wear them on your sleeve, or if you talk about not having them or having a different, viewpoint in life, a lot of people get fucking not killed, but the career takes a fucking hit from that shit. I've been kicked out of show business, claims person from the stage of a Netflix special. Oof. Yeah, that is. Netflix is fucking huge, but Netflix has taken risks. They had fucking Jake Paul into Mike Tyson, which was a fucking shit show, bro. They had the Chappelle special, which is one of the greatest comedians of all time, so why not? Why wouldn't you have him on there, right? Is Ellen one of the greatest comedians of all time? Far from it, right? I didn't even fucking really know she was a comedian. There's a lot of people in this world that I'm guessing were quote-unquote comedians, but then they went the Hollywood route, or they went the, you know, same route, you know, movies, talk shows, TV shows, whatever it is, game shows. Even fucking Joe Rogan was on Fear Factor, right? A lot of people do that. This was fucking interesting. It's a long ass topic. We've been talking about this for about 35 minutes right now. So it is what it is. I'm gonna leave it here for now. If anything else comes out, you know, that might be entertaining to talk about, I'll post it. I'll get on it, you know, sniff it out like a hound. But I'm curious what you're thinking, your takes. So let me know down below in the comment section below. Keep this conversation going. It doesn't happen without y'all. There's some other videos that are probably popping up by my face right now. Consider clicking on one of those. And man, I really appreciate y'all watching it to this point. My name is Trey Swish. Thank you for watching the ether. And I need to get a new chair. I'm always like moving and shit. It's not comfy, man. It's not. But it is what it is. I hope y'all like the setup. I'm trying to make it nicer. Does the camera look better? Does the sound clear? I don't fucking know. But yeah, thank you for watching the ether. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces, motherfucker.